Yeah, it wasn't the greatest break in the world, but we did make the wing ball, which was the 3 ball down there in the right hand corner pocket. And we have a lot of choices on this 2 ball, and if we look at this doorway between the 7 and the 5, that's what I wind up playing. You don't have to do it like this. And you'll see me go rail first on the 1 ball in order to push the cue ball over to the right hand side rail and bounce off. And I'm trying to get straight in on the 2 ball so I can use that doorway between the 7 and the 5. There's other ways to do this. We don't have to go rail first on the 1 ball. We can just shoot the 1 ball just thinly and pocket it in the corner and just go 1 rail out the center table. But I don't like that idea, and that's because of where this 5 ball is. And it's going to be kind of a thin cut on the 2 ball. You don't have a whole lot of room to work there. I just don't like it. I don't want to take the chance of banging into that 5 ball. So we're going to do it the way we first looked at it and go rail first on this 1 ball. And here's what we're left with after the 2, and everything else is easy, right? I mean, this would be the plan right here. So while you have to have a plan or you're just not going to get there, sometimes plans don't go the way you want them to because we have human error involved and attention spans and strokes and all this physical and mental stuff put together. And this 4 ball shot is a good example of where and how sometimes things don't always go as planned. Yeah, I understroked the 4 ball, and at the last second, I got a little bit spooked at the idea of this cue ball hooking up too much on that left hand round, getting bad on the 5. So I understroked it, and I wound up with the effect of a drag shot. So bottom left that I'm putting on this cue ball kind of just turned into just forward rolling cue ball, and I got a little bad on the 5. I didn't get incredibly bad, but nonetheless, if you caught that mistake in the first run through, you are thinking correctly and you're on the right page. I can still make the 5 in the side and bounce off the top rail to get right and back in line on the 6. Yeah, I'm back in line now, but how I chose to shoot the 6 is really just a mental lapse of concentration or just bad judgment. It's definitely a mental error here, when it would have been so much easier to go to the top rail and pretty much get straight in on the 7 ball. And I want to be straight in on the 7 so I can just draw back and get the right angle to get on the 8 and back on the 9. Yes, if you picked up this mistake, you did good too. This is the second one. One was on the 4 ball, and this one is on the 6 ball. And I think we might have 1 or 2 more by the time this is done. And one of the problems throughout my life on the pool table was the need to entertain both myself and the people watching. So there's that thing inside you that wants to give the people something to remember. So I mean, the shot that I tried to take, which I was trying to do this right here, and it's a flashy shot, and the cue ball's curving after you shoot the 6, and a part of me throughout my life has always wanted to go for those flashy, flamboyant shots, just to entertain myself. So inside, I'm thinking, pool is so damn boring. Let's do something fun and creative. And I still have some of that in me. It's a child in me that wants to play. And you just have to get to a point of not listening to that child anymore and just keeping things simple and easy instead of being your own downfall. I mean, that 6 ball shot is great when it works, but when it doesn't work, it makes you look like a complete moron. And so there's that trade. Usually it will work out for me, so it took a long time for me to overcome it. But that kid inside me is still there, and still wants to play, and still wants to do something fantastic when the whole key to great pool is keeping it simple and boring. Another big key to great pool is to somehow block that out and get that out of your mind just for now. Go ahead and practice it later, but we still have a game to play here. and we have to figure out what we're doing on the 7 to get right on the 8 to get back on the 9. Here's what I'm left, and I'm on the right side of the 7 ball line, so the plan is to go down to the bottom rail, off the left-hand side rail, and come back up table for the right angle on the 8 to get back on the 9. Well, I didn't put the left-hand English on it. That's necessary to shoot this shot. I just put straight on the top on it, and there should have been top left on it, because you want to increase this angle here off the first rail. It's not going to increase this angle here. It's going to throw the ball toward the left-hand side rail at this angle here, and this way it can bounce off the first rail and travel to the desired position on the 8 to get to the 9. I don't know what was wrong with me on this day. I'm just, kind of going stupid and not all there. So this would be my third mistake on just this game. I wind up going much longer off the first rail to 2.5 diamonds up, and because it had no spin on it, and was just forward motion on the cue ball, it didn't have anything left when it finally did hit the rail. It just bounced up slightly for dreadful position on the 8 ball. Now we have a really hard shot on the 8 ball, and this is how things go. It's a typical, rotation pool train wreck. You get bad on one ball, and because you're bad on that ball, you wind up getting bad on another ball and another ball, and everything went to hell after the 6 ball. I recovered from the bad shot on the 4 ball and got back in line on the 6 ball, but I shot the 6 ball off wrong, and that resulted in shooting the 7 ball off wrong, and now we're all wrong on the 8 ball. So the plan on the 8 ball is to shoot it in and use the right-hand side route to draw the cue ball back right after that side pocket and to bounce off in line for the 9 ball. And what makes this shot difficult is you have to draw this ball, so you have to put bottom left on it to do this right, which is going to have us jacked up off the route. And you're also risking a scratch if you don't spin it enough. So what I wind up doing is shooting this 8 ball exactly as this is illustrated, but I barely got back to the left-hand side rail, and I wind up on the rail again for the 9 ball. So what's this, 5 mistakes in one rack of 9 ball? That's not good. In fact, that's pretty bad. And if it wasn't for the fact that I'm a good shot maker, I'd be in serious trouble. I would have lost this game. So, all you can tell yourself is it's time for a break. I got to get my head together, and we got to get back in this game. We have to get our heads back in this game. Anyway, let's go ahead and watch it one more time so you guys can get some enjoyment out of my sheer 9 ball misery here. Have a great, great day and a great week coming up. Peace.